It's been a long time coming from the SC, South Carolina, baby. Sometimes it feels like the world is against me, 'cause I'm coming from SC, from heartache and pain, struggle and strain, trying to maintain for the SC. So mama, don't worry, I'ma make my dreams happen.
Question of the day: which type of bit is used to remove excess non-living cuticle? A. Carbide. B. Silicone. C. Tapered barrel. D. Buffing. Answer will be revealed at the end of the video. Hi guys, welcome to the TheNailJeanieSC. How are you? I hope you are well and your family is doing well. Do me a favor, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe and like button for me, and let's get into today's video. So in today's video, guys, yep, you see it, I'm pulling out the watercolor paints because we are going to be testing out my new airbrush machine. I'm going to be playing around with it just to see if I can get the feel of how to control the handle and control the nozzle for spray, and if these watercolor paints, how to work with them in my airbrush machine. So guys, I want you to pay attention really careful. These are watercolor paints. Now, I'm gonna show you everything. I'm not taking nothing out. I'm not trying to make myself look like I'm just some genius. This is where I went wrong. You see all that water I put in here? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to try it. I created 5 nails here. These all are thumbnails. They are size 0, and I painted them white and black. So I matted the nails out so I could see what it's gonna look like on with the paint. So what I learned while doing this, one thing I learned is right here where I didn't put the cap back on it. I should have put the cap back on it if I want to get a nice paint without, I think it's like without air pockets or something getting into the, when I'm spraying it. So here I'm just taking a white piece of paper and I'm seeing how it's going to spray on the nail before I go playing straight to the nail. So I'm just taking this white paper and I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is it so wet looking, right? Still haven't figured it out yet. So guys, I have this sped up and then I have it in real time, and what I have in real time is when I'm spraying on the nail, so you can see what I'm doing in real time. And what I have sped up is stuff that really is, I don't want to make this video super long. So here I'm spraying on the nail, and as you see, it's just saturated. I mean, it's like watered down. So my daughter came in the room. I don't know at what time she came in the room. You will see, if you watching the video, you'll see about when I start changing things. So my daughter came in the room and she said, "Mama, those are water paints." And I said, "Well, what that mean?" And she said, "You don't need water for water paints, Mama. They got water in it." She said, "You need water for acrylic paints." And I said, "Well, what's the difference?" She said, water paints have water in it. you don't need that much water in water paints. So I was like, oh, okay, that's probably why it's giving me this puddle, right, on the nail. And I don't want that. So I wanted to start out with water paints in my airbrush. I didn't want to go straight to gel and alcohol mix or gel and acetone mix or whatever they call it, because this airbrush machine, out of all of the instructions that's in the pamphlet, nothing says that I can use gel in this airbrush machine. So of course, I'm going to ask you guys to leave me some comments down below. If you have an airbrush machine or something similar to it, how do you mix your gel paint and to be able to get the right consistency in your airbrush machine so you don't clog up your airbrush machine? That's the one thing I'm going to ask you to leave in the comment section. But I kind of like using my water paints after I figured out how to use them. So my daughter had came in after I think I did this black nail, and I end up dumping out the paint that's inside of the airbrush tank here, or the cup, and doing another, taking the dropper that actually came with the airbrush machine and just putting a couple drops in the paint so I can mix the color or spray better. I didn't really need a lot of water is what I'm trying to say. Once I figured that out, everything started to look a little bit better, and you'll see that as I am doing this. I am not going to talk you guys through it because I'm telling you, this is a trial and error. I'm learning along with you guys. I don't know anything about airbrushing on a nail. So this was me trying out my airbrush machine because, guys, I'm not going to let it just sit here and not be used. I want to use it. The whole purpose was to get it so I can do airbrush designs and make offer my clients something different, offer myself something different, and be able to do something different in my press-on business. So of course I am going to do everything I can to learn this process, which I don't think it's going to be that bad. I kind of started liking it closer to the end of the video once I figured everything out. But my daughter was like, Mama, you need to close the cap. She said, why you got the cap? You need to put the cap on it. She said, you need to keep it closed so you not getting the air and everything. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, leave it to your children. They'll teach you everything. They'll teach you everything. And she's like, Mom, I had an airbrush paint machine. And I forgot she did have an airbrush paint machine. Her aunt, her great aunt purchased her one for Christmas one year. And my daughter, she loved to paint. So, yeah, she have had an airbrush paint machine before. So, yeah. Once I did what she told me to do, which right here you can see I'm wasting more of my blue paint because I'm trying to thicken it up a little bit. But, yeah, no. What I should have done is just took some of the water out of it. But, y'all will see. It's going to come somewhere in this video. And it's going to come together. But anyway, I had to go and put some more stencils in my cart. You're going to see me get up and I'm going to go find the stencil that I had to do a mermaid set with. But I never knew how I wanted to use the stencil. And then I said, oh, let me use it with the airbrush. But still, it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to. So I am going to order some stencils for the airbrush machine as well, just so I can have a few designs that I don't, that I can create without, just simple marbling or coloring or Frenchies or whatever the case may be. So here I'm just adding a little bit more paint so I can thicken it up because I got so much water in it. But the more paints I'm adding in it, the more water is putting in it because these are water paints. So, yeah. Yeah, Jeannie, you're not as smart as you think you are. But however, guys, we'll get it. But I did enjoy playing around with this machine. It works very, very well. I was able to clean it out once I was done. Me and my husband figured out how to clean the needle and everything and put the machine back together. And you saw my daughter's hand right there. This is when she was in the room and telling me, Mom, you got too much water in it. You don't need water. So, of course, she was telling me different things, and I was sitting here having that conversation with her. Because I wanted to get it, and if it was up to her, she would have took it out my hand, did it herself, but I wasn't going to let her do that. This is my machine. She's not playing with my machine. But guys, I'm going to stop talking here. I'm going to let you guys listen to some music for the rest of the video. I want to thank you all for the support to my channel. I truly appreciate you all very much. If you are here and have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family as well as my YouTube journey. And if you like airbrush machine and you have any tips or tricks, please leave them down in the comment section below. And guys, the answer to the question of the day will be at the end of the video. Alright guys, I'll come back to say my final goodbyes. Enjoy. guys, so the answer to the question of the day is B, silicone. And I guess some of you are saying, huh? I didn't think you could use a silicone bit on a nail. You can use a fine or extra fine silicone bit on your natural nail plate at a low speed, because it does not spike heat and it won't strip the layers. But you don't want it aggressively. You don't want to use it aggressively, and you don't want to use any course higher than a fine drill bit. Okay, so yes, if you was wondering, yes, I use a silicone bit on the natural nail plate for my clients when I'm doing a pedicure, and it just buffs. It really pretty much just take that dead cuticle off the nail plate. Alright guys, the one thing I want to jump back in here and tell you guys before I say my final goodbyes is make sure when you're using your airbrush machine you have on gloves, you have some protection around you on your desk or in your possessions, because this air go everywhere. It's like when it sprays out, it goes into the atmosphere, so it gets on everything. Unfortunately, I wasn't nothing got on my, got everywhere on my desk, because I had, my desk covered in paper towels. And I kept the airbrush machine kind of facing down towards the paper towels so it could catch. Plus, you see, I always wear my gloves. But make sure you have on your gloves when using your airbrush machine. That way you don't get all of that color, paint, gel, whatever you're using in your airbrush machine on your skin or on you or on your clients. When you're using it on your clients, make sure you have a shield or something on their hands to protect them as well, and have something to protect your whatever is in your background. Alright guys, this is when I was using the fish scales, mermaid scales stencils, and the black one came out pretty good. I let them dry, and I didn't show you guys what they looked like once they were fully dry with the top coat. They look absolutely gorgeous with the top coat. I should have clipped a picture in here what they look like, but I don't even know if I took the picture or not. I might have one. I might have my husband add it to the video at the end. I'm not sure. But it looked real nice. It came through on the black. It didn't come through too much on the white because it was too puddle and too muddy. But we will be playing with this airbrush machine again. I had added, I guess you saw when I added a few more colors to the airbrush machine. So you got these beautiful blues and purples, purplish looking colors. But I want to try more of the watercolors. So we will be doing it again, using this again. And I will try to do maybe a cute little design or something. I don't know. But we're going to keep playing with it till we get it right. And when we get it right, oh, y'all going to get tired of me. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me over on all of my socials at TheNailJeanieSC. And guys, I will see you all in my next video. I really enjoyed playing with this machine, and it was so super fun. If you don't have an airbrush machine, guys, what are you waiting for? Take that nail game to higher heights. Alright guys, the deuces are flying in the air. Poof. The Nail Genie. She's out.